Hi everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from not downtown Manila, but downtown Philippines at the moment. Where am I? Late at night and I've had a couple of scotches. I'm coming to you from downtown Malaysia. That's what I wanted to get out. And it's been pouring with rain, storms, and internet's only just come back. And I've got an awesome guest on the show today, and we're going to be sharing his journey with you. And I'm just looking for my notes here. What have I done? There they are. I got my notes. This gentleman is an inspiration. He's got a life full of experience for you guys. He's got more experience than most of you would put into 10 lives. His name is Jose, and Jose is going to introduce himself to a little bit later. He's going to tell you his full name. It's a mouthful. It rolls off the tongue for him, but not for me. He's a founder and CEO, author, international speaker, executive coach, and advocate. Company name is 𝐷𝐢𝐭𝐡.com LLC. Industry, leadership, development, coaching, public speaking, and advocacy. And he can certainly tell you about all those subjects, guys. This man's the real deal. He's actually done it. Been in the industry 35 plus years in corporate leadership, 3 years plus in coaching, global speaking, and hostage advocacy. And you wanted about that story, don't you? He'll be telling you that story a bit later. It's an awesome story. A brief description. His company is a leadership, resilience and advocacy-driven platform dedicated to helping executives, entrepreneurs, and trauma survivors lead with clarity and thrive under pressure, right? And with content, including building resilience podcasts, a newsletter. Wow, this man's done so much. He equips individuals to transform adversity into leadership with purpose. His slogan is, never, I think he must have got it from Churchill. Never give up. And guys, let me tell you a story, guys. This could be a fable. They say years ago, people paid back in the day, the equivalent of about $5,000 in England to go to a speech by Churchill. There was 1,000 people in the audience, and he's a bit of a drunk, so he came about 2 hours late, right? And remember, they paid $5,000. They've all had a few drinks by this time as well. He comes onto the stage, he waddles onto the stage and says, never give up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and walks off. That's what you paid your money. That's what they paid the money for. And by the way, guys, as Jose will tell you, it's a bloody valuable lesson. And later in life, you'll understand how valuable that lesson was, right, for those who got it. And key achievements or projects, and there's many of them. Let me pull my light over here a bit. Best-selling author, from hero to villain, my true story, of the 𝐷𝐢𝐭𝐡 6 and 𝐷𝐢𝐭𝐡, it's a mouthful, that one too, it's in his language. Winner of the 2025 International Book Award for Best Memoirs, Amazon bestseller in English and in Spanish, 4 categories, unbelievable. He's got many more achievements here, guys. There's a whole list of them. I'll be putting him on his bio for you to have a look at yourselves. Leadership and resilience speaker. My goodness, Ivy League universities, museums and colleges. And then, guys, I got another page. I'm not going to true story. I got another page here with more achievements. So this man has genuinely done it all, right? Through public speaking, interviews and grassroots activism, Jose stands as a survivor turned advocate, committed to ensuring that no hostage or their family ever feels forgotten again. He'll tell you the reason for that. Personal motto or philosophy, never give up, never lose faith, never lose hope. And that's what kept him going all these years. Interesting fact about himself, during his 5 years captivity, which I'll tell you about, my wife and I exchanged over 1,000, secret letters hidden in food containers, a lifeline of faith, love and perseverance. What a great story. It's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage, and he'll give you his full name now, my friend, Jose. How are you, Jose?
Hello, my friend. How are you? Well, you took like the 15 minutes talking about me.
I'll give you another 15. I'll give you another free 15. Don't worry. Tell us your full name.
My name is Jose Angel Pereira Remvec.
Yeah, as on the screen, guys.
The Pereira is Portuguese. I'm Venezuelan born, but it is a liaison between Portugal and Spain. There are a lot of Pereiras there in Brazil and Venezuela. And the Remvec comes from Netherlands, because Venezuela still is an oil and gas country. And when the beginning of the operation of the oil and gas in Venezuela in 1900s, was the Royal Dutch Shell the first operator. So my granddad came from the Netherlands. So part Portuguese, part Netherlands, but I'm Venezuelan born.
Yeah. In my experience,
living here in the US.
In my experience, if you haven't got gold, oil, or gas, America doesn't want to know you, right? So it's a bit like the world, isn't it? They want to be your friend when you got those resources. They want to be your friend, right? Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path all those 30 to 40 odd years ago. Where did it all start?
Well, I started my career in the oil and gas in Venezuela in 1985. I did my career more than 3 decades. I came here to the US like 15 years ago.
Yes.
As an assignee of the parent company, that Venezuela, because Venezuela was big oil producer at that time, had a lot of assets in abroad. One of the assets abroad was a big refinery complex here in the US that is Citgo Petroleum. So yes. I came here as an assignee, and I became the CEO of the company at the end.
Wow.
I did all my path and I became the CEO.
Imagine that, guy. As an immigrant, guys. Look at that.
Well, let me tell you, what part of my speech is exactly that. I became a CEO in the 6th biggest refinery in the US as an immigrant here in the US.
Mate, what an achievement. Proud of you, Jose. Well done. What's been your most challenging aspect of your work and how have you overcome it? Tell us the story there.
Well, my challenge came exactly that being the CEO in 2017 was during the first Trump administration. I was ready to get retired for 2 reasons. I was entitled because I had the time, and second, because the relation between Venezuela and the US were going bad, like it's happening today. Yes. Same thing is happening today. So this is a full cycle. So 7 years after, the situation is exactly the same. They were having a lot of issues. And I was in the middle working to that national oil company. And so I didn't feel good, all this thing going between 2 governments. So I was ready to get retired, and they approved my retirement. But I received a call at the last minute, almost getting retired, to make a presentation in Venezuela. We were revamping a refinery in Aruba, and they asked me to go to make the presentation. I didn't see nothing wrong because it was part of my job. Sure. So I flew with my 5 vice presidents to make the presentation, and it became to be an ambush. They ambushed us, they took us, they accused us to be American spies, among other charges.
Wow,
and it was everything was sham because they didn't have nothing to accuse us. They only took us to leverage us to negotiate with the U.S. government. This is something that people are not aware. I was not aware. This is something called the hostage diplomacy. Many countries apply that. They take at high-stake people. Yeah. They take it. They put any charge, and they begin to negotiate. It's like asking for a ransom. Same thing. Yeah. So they begin to negotiate for us. Yes.
Yeah. How long were you there for?
5 years. That negotiation took 5 years. I came back after 5 years through a prisoner swap unexpectedly. We were not aware that because all the negotiations always are secret. You don't know what's going on. And one day they opened the door and said, "Get dressed, that you're gone." And in hours I was here.
And guys, I can assure you, they weren't at the Hilton. I can assure you, right? So there was plenty of ups and downs there. That's an amazing story, and hopefully, guys, it's going to come out in a movie in time to come. But it's a bloody amazing story of this gentleman, and his motto: "Never, never give up." I mean, wow, this man has lived it, right? So if you want, if you want resilience in your coaching, this is the man you want to have a chat to, guys. Reach out. He's a very interesting man. Have a virtual cup of coffee. The worst you can do is have a quick cup of coffee over the phone and have a chat and see if you're suited to each other. And the lessons this man has learnt in life about resilience, particularly, and never giving up, will lead you in good stead, guys. So reach out, have a chat. He's a very interesting gentleman. And obviously, he knows a lot more than what we're going to find out here in 15 minutes. Tell us about an important moment in your career that changed your direction during your actual career. What changed your direction? Where did you pivot?
My period was exactly that. When I came back, I didn't. I first when I came back, I always say that I came back like in a time machine. 5 years after, I am here post COVID. I
Yes.
didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know. I was
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah. 5 years is
But
missing. Yeah.
one of the things that happened to me is that I flew to Washington to give thanks to all the people that work hard to bring us back, because there was
Sure.
a lot of people, congressmen, people of the
Yeah.
government, journalists. There was a big movement to bring us back. If you Google a story, there are tons of news. Okay, so I
Yes.
begin to say thanks to all the people, and I got connected with the foundations that work in this area, bringing Americans back. I begin to know people, and
Yes.
I got shocked. I didn't know there were a lot of people, kept abroad in a lot of countries. So I begin to
Yes.
meet the families, the people of the foundation. They begin to ask
Wow.
me to put my face, and I begin to get invited to go to events. I begin to speak, and I said, okay, I want to be a speaker. So I began
Wow.
to speak. I was in the Congress, in the UN,
Wow.
a lot of international conference of human rights, all these things. And I begin to see that I could begin to tell my story in a way that you can inspire others,
Yeah. Help others.
through adversities and
Yeah.
how to build resilience. My podcast is called Building Resilience because of that. So,
Yes.
so I begin to speak, and I created a coaching program, and I show you. It's
Yeah.
called the
Lovely.
Unbreakable Leadership Coaching Program, where
Yeah.
that's what I do. I train people how they can unleash that unbreakable spirit that everybody has
Yes.
inside, because that's what we did. That's what we did. And
Yeah.
that can work in any line of business, my friend, because you said it very well. Everything is about you.
Yeah. Correct.
The only that has the solution is you. So
Yeah. That's
it's
right.
you have to take the
Yeah.
decision. Only
Yeah.
you.
Only you. That's right. It's your life. You got one life, and you got one life, guys. It's not a dress rehearsal. You got one life. You should live it. I'm 77,
Yeah.
and guys, don't be jealous of me. I'm living the dream. I can tell you a lot of stories, just like Jose. Nothing like Jose, but different stories, but nevertheless some stories. And Jose will tell you, travel's fantastic. You meet some very wonderful people all over the world, and you share a beer, you have a chat or a coffee, and it's fantastic. What are the key qualities and skills that you believe, apart from your resilience, that have contributed to your success?
Well, one of the things that for me, I believe is part of my success is I always was a positive guy all my
Yes.
life. I was a very positive guy. So when this happened to me, I'm not going to say that I was smiling all the day, but I really begin to try to think positive. And today, I'm super positive.
Yes.
I strongly believe that anything in life can be achieved, but everything is here.
I agree. That's right. We spoke it earlier. Mindset's so powerful, guys. And I'd add to that. You're a good listener, and you've got a lot of empathy for your fellow man, right? A lot of empathy.
The empathy is, well, part of my speech is talking about empathy.
Yes.
Because in my career,
you got it in spades, I can tell.
Well, let me tell you, the way you can connect with people, no matter what type, if any religion, any ethnicity, whatever you connect with the people, is being people. The connection is being people. This is the way you connect with people. Yes. People.
I had a lady on my podcast a few weeks ago, and she said something fantastic. It was really good. And she said to me, Jeff, be a better human. And I thought, how good is that? If the world would go by that motto, be a better human, what a great world it would be, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nice, huh? In fact, I'm going to get a T-shirt made, be a better human. Bloody awesome. I love what she said, Anyway, moving on. Tell us about a recent project or achievement amongst your many. You've got about 50 of them here. Which one give us a couple you're particularly proud of?
Well, I have launched my book in Spanish a couple of weeks ago, and it got 4 times #1 in 4 categories in Amazon.
Awesome.
In less than 1 week, it got the #1 in 4 categories.
Fantastic.
So I'm very proud, because it took 1 year to launch the Spanish version, and
Well, you're helping your fellow countrymen back in the old country, right? So you're doing very well. What advice would you give a 20-year-old version of you? What would you tell him? He wanted to follow in your footsteps. He doesn't want to be a hostage, but he wants to be. He wants to be someone like you.
If I could go back to be 20s, then believe me, many things I haven't done like I did, because one of the things that for me today is very important is connected to the spiritual part. You know, that
Yes.
I'm a faith-based guy today, and I always thought that everything was about me.
Yes.
It's not about us. It's about
correct.
It's about him. You know.
Yeah,
So
correct.
So I will recommend that anybody that is in the beginning of their career, that don't only concentrate in your business success or your career path. Have a balance. Have a balance in your life.
Moderation.
If you see my coaching, I said I have here the connection between the professional success and the personal fulfillment, because this is something that for me is key. You need to have a balance in your life.
Absolutely.
As you said, you like to travel, you like to meet people.
Yeah, I'd say everything in moderation. You know, moderation is a big thing. Everything in moderation. If you want to try different things, guys, don't get addicted to any one thing. Do things in moderation. There's a whole world out there, you know. Yeah. And I was going to add something to that, and I forgot what it was now. It went over my head. But it was something about, I know what it was. People like you, Jose, you're a giver in a world full of takers, guys. So my advice would you, and Jose tapped on a moment ago, be a giver. Be a giver. It doesn't hurt. It costs you nothing to give a smile, right? Another smile. Yeah. If you see a homeless guy on the street, would it hurt you to go and buy him a donut and a cup of coffee? Cost you $2 or $3. Would that hurt you? And maybe even sit and have, if you got the time, sit and have a chat and hear his story. His story might be quite fascinating, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, share the love with the world, guys. I mean, care. You know, just care. Just, you know, let the way it's it, be a better human. You know, that summed it up pretty well, I thought. Moving on. Tell us what advice would you give someone who said that one? Looking ahead, what are your goals? You've got a long way to go yet. What are your goals and aspirations for the future?
Well, I'm trying to spread the word. I really felt like this is a calling for me.
Yes.
So I try to reach as much people as possible through my speaking, through my coaching, through my writing, through my podcast, through my newsletter. Everything I do is very intentional. Very intentional because to spread the word.
Yeah, I love it. You haven't got a job anymore, Jose. You got a passion, right? You got a
passion. For
me,
it's a passion. Yes.
Yeah, it's not a job.
I don't see this like this is a passion.
No,
yes,
I'm the same. 77. I haven't got a job, guys. I got a passion. My passion is to help small business and help people grow, right? If they want to listen, but they got to listen. They got to contribute. I mean, you can't just read Jose's book and do nothing. The book won't save you. It's what's in the book that will save you. Right, by taking action. There's an old saying, guys, in the marketing world: action gets traction. So get off your rear and take some action. The first action you take, reach out and have a cup of coffee with this man. All these details are going to be in our links. So reach out, have a cup of coffee. He's a very interesting man. He may be able to help you. If he can't help you, he'll be able to give you some advice that'll put you in the right direction, at least. Right? Yeah. Tell our listeners and people watching this amazing podcast, what's the best way to reach out and find out more about you, Jose? What's the best way?
Well, I have my webpage called JoseConnect.com. It's very easy because everything is there.
Yeah,
if you go to JoseConnect.com, there's a page where you can connect me. You can book a call there. You can see my speaking, my coaching, my books, my advocacy, my podcast, my newsletter. Everything is there. So you go there and you can see everything.
Yeah. With your coaching, Jose, do you do one-on-one or group coaching or both?
I do one-on-one. I would do one-on-one, but I'm doing now a group coach here in Houston too. Yeah, but I really like to do the one-on-one because my coaching is very tailor-made. Because what I really want to do is understand the pain points of the person.
I like both. I like both. What I like about groups, like small groups, like 6 or 8, what I like about groups is they quite often, I get them started, I stir the pot, get them started, and they often answer, and people start asking questions, and they answer their own questions, which is fantastic. So it means they're involved.
Yeah.
They're involved. They're not sitting on the sidelines. They're actually asking questions. And then if I can't answer it, one of the other guys in the group can answer it, that type of thing. And we learn from each other. So it's bloody fantastic, you know, and I love it. As you know, from our podcast guests, as you do podcasts, from our podcast guests, we learn so much, you know. Every person's got a little story, haven't they? Everyone's got a story. Right?
I enjoy my podcast a lot because when I began to do the podcast was after being guest in podcast, a lot of the podcasts I did as a guest.
Yes.
But when I created my own podcast, I began to invite people that I had been guests in the podcast, they became my guests.
Yes.
But I didn't know their story. Now I'm surprised in knowing the stories, why these people like you, why you begin to do your show. There always is a reason behind. There always is something.
Yeah, that's right. You got it in one. All right, before we wrap it up, we know a lot of things about you, but tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know. I mean, there's so many of them.
Well, I have a lot, but one of the things is that the letters that I wrote with my wife, those letters, people have said that this is kind of an Anna Frank thing because we wrote the letters in the most challenging circumstance because we didn't have communication.
Yes.
So they begin to provide me food. My family began to provide me food in some containers. Yes. I had to return the containers every 2-3 days. So I began to smuggle letters inside the containers. And she began to send me back letters in the other containers. So we began to do that during years, and they never found the letters.
Have you ever thought about turning the actual letters into a book? You know.
Well, no. My book is based on the letters.
Oh, right.
My book is based on those letters. Yeah,
fantastic.
That book is written based on those letters. Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you're an inspiration, my friend. I don't know what else to say. You're just an inspiration. Of all my, I had one guest before you who was number one. Now, you've leapfrogged over him. He's number two now. And what he was, surely, he was an 80-year-old gentleman, a beautiful man, 80-year-old gentleman, right? He looked about 40, and he's a personal trainer to the stars in Hollywood.
Wow.
And he's 80, little Italian man. And to look at him, you think, oh, who's this no-hoper? Like he just doesn't look like he's just a very humble, ordinary-looking man, right? And then when he starts to tell his stories, bloody fantastic, you know, and people are so judgmental, including me. When I first met him, I thought, well, what's this guy's story? Then as the story got along, there was a fascination, as is yours, you know. So he was my number one, and now you've been elevated. You've got another bestseller.
Thank you.
You're at the top, my friend. You're at the top. It's a very awesome story, and we'll be promoting it more than ever. It's a great story. So we're going to wrap it up now, and I want to thank you for being on the show, Jose. You've done a wonderful job. And people, if you want to get your 15 minutes of fame, just like Jose, every man and woman's got it. I don't care if you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Every man's got a story. It's not always a bed of roses. We've all got chapters in our life that challenge us. And that's where the never give up part comes in, guys. So, guys, if you want to be on the show, reach out, 15 minutes of fame. No one gets killed. we do a good job. And then people reach out to you and we'll put you potentially in front of thousands of potential clients if that's what you want. So, Jose, once again, thanks for being on the show. It's been awesome, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Bye. Thank you.